that are going to be targeted to be put into these camps, these dissidents, these disenfranchised, disaffected people, the government would never, never, ever turn on the American people. They would never create a situation where they were so displeased with their government that the government may be forced to throw these people in concentration camps. They'd never do that, would they?
My name is Sam Ozaki. I'm a native-born American citizen, Los Angeles, California, along with about 120,000 other persons of Japanese ancestry when Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066. We were all rounded up like cattle and placed into America's concentration camps. They had designated areas where people would report, and they were transported by bus to they called them assembly centers. They didn't have facilities to house 120,000 persons, so they took over racetracks, fairgrounds, places like that. Work in the camp was slave labor. In fact, they had us making camouflage nets for the United States Army. Now that was absolutely slave labor. But later on, we were not much better than Hitler. On the other hand, we have to say that at least we were not gassed and murdered like the thousands that were killed, millions really, in Europe. Although I have to say that there were at least 10 persons shot and killed by American guards simply because they got too close to the barbed wire fence that was surrounding the camps. Native-born American citizens like myself were denied life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in total violation of all the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and so forth. Every morning the children would stand up, face the American flag with liberty and justice for all. You know,
I put this clip in because wanted to, for those who don't believe that this could happen in the United States, or for those who have forgotten, it's been done before. Ask the Native Americans, Native American Indians, ask the blacks. You know, we've had a lot of flaws throughout our time, but the worst problem, I would say, in America is that what our government over the years has done in we the people's name. And we the people have been really caught the brunt end of it in a lot of different ways. We probably should have been more aware, more awake. And, you know, some of the people out there could say, yeah, you know, yeah, you should have been awake or whatever. Well, I'm here now trying to do everything I can to wake people up. And that's from all races and colors of people. And I'm struggling. I'm having a hard time waking anybody up because nobody's paying any attention. So don't make those kind of accusations if you're sitting on your butt and you don't know what's going on. Okay? I've been around the world, and what I've found out is the more people are different, the more they're alike. And we all have similar natures. So right now, what we have to do is we have to come together and stop this before it gets to this point. You guys have to familiarize yourself with Agenda 21, New World Order, the Illuminati, You have to do this because for all of you guys that have either witnessed or known your past history about, the concentration type camps and all of that, this is a different animal. This is a really cold-blooded animal that's coming in, and it's going to destroy all of us, you guys. That's why I keep repeating myself. You have to hear me. I feel like I'm John the Baptist in the wilderness here. I can't say it any other ways than I've done. But it's time to wake up. It's game time. Okay? We're going to move on here real quick. Right.
Healthcare already. Then you can keep your plan if you are satisfied with it. If you like the plan you have, you can keep it.
I intend to keep this promise. If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan.
If you like your current insurance, you keep that insurance. Period. And you really like that plan. What we said was you could keep it if it hasn't changed since the law's passed.
There is a war. It's happening now. It will decide the fate of humanity. The time to choose sides has come. We are the resistance. We are the InfoWar. Folks, Obama just gave a speech in The Hague. That's why I was almost late coming on air right now. We were able to tape it off of C-SPAN, and we are finding the time code where he said it. We should have it in the next, 10 minutes or so? No, nobody's got it yet. I mean, Drudge has Obama top worry, nuke bombing New York City. We'll put that up on screen. This is a big deal, folks, because when they start hyping nukes going off in North Carolina or in Georgia or in New York City, remember what happened earlier this year. Remember the Dyess Air Force Base and the report of the missing nukes that got dug up that they never denied. And that the same day, hours after we released that, Senator Lindsey Graham gave a speech saying nukes were on the West Coast or that we could see a mushroom cloud if we didn't attack Iran. And now they're saying their number one worry is basically Iran nuking Manhattan. That's what Obama just said at The Hague when they threw Russia out of the G8. The United States and its closest allies today, last night, cast the Russia out of the group of G8 industrialized democracies, their most exclusive club, to punish, quote, Vladimir Putin. This is the beginning of a new Cold War. You see the world financial implosion accelerating, and with that will come military conflict, undoubtedly. The question is, will it just be regional or proxy, or will it be larger? And with it, you will see police state unfold worldwide. This is just a historical cycle that we're dealing with here. And the question is, how serious will it be? But I do not have words to describe what a big deal this is, that Obama just said his number one worry is a nuke, a suitcase nuke basically smuggled into New York City. I've told you over and over again, ad nauseum, including yesterday, that if I was the globalist, and I look at what they've set up, the FEMA camps, the training, the demonization of liberty movement, gun owners, I would set off a nuke if I was the globalist. I would never do this, of course. And blame it on political enemies and try to connect the liberty movement with radical Islam, which I've been seeing in Pentagon public training manuals more and more. It doesn't matter if it's asinine. Doesn't matter if it's ridiculous. Doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. Doesn't matter if it's not based in reality. I war game this stuff as any person throughout history would do that's concerned with these issues, and I can look through the enemy's eyes and look at their strategies and the different stratagems that they are developing, and I'm telling you, bigger than Dallas. Bigger than Dallas, I see mushroom clouds in their hand. Doesn't mean they're going to play that card. It's a big deal to play the ace of spades. Not Russia, but that his top worry is a nuke being smuggled into New York City and destroying Manhattan. Long-range advanced cruise missiles that you can fire from thousands of miles away. That happened under Dick Cheney, back in 2007. Then we broke earlier this year, back in January, a report of nukes that weren't supposed to be at Dyess Air Force Base in West Texas being dug up, a total freak out at the base, the base police who are civilian not allowing it to leave and being ordered by the commander of the base in person to allow the trucks to leave to the East Coast. So we have that information taking place. And if you look at it, the way they've set up continuity of government, which is really a martial law takeover system, if you look at the Homeland Security preparations, the threat fusion centers, the training, it's all about taking on the American people during a martial law event. We talked about this ad nauseum yesterday, and I said my number one concern is criminal globalists, criminal networks inside global governance, inside the mega banks that run the planet, detonating a nuclear weapon, even a small one, in somewhere like New York City as a pretext to bring in total martial law. Now, I've seen their preparation, I've seen their propaganda, and I've said over and over again, when they start saying, look for nukes to go off in New York City or D.C., that means that they are seriously preparing to either A, allow someone, some radical group, who they've given a weapon to through a third party to attack, or do it themselves. Nuke is perfect because 2 or 3 people can be given it by their clandestine controllers, and then they can roll it out, put it in the basement of a house, and then detonate it by remote control via satellite or however, radio or via timer. Once that happens, they get to strike their enemies overseas. They get to start a war that will get people to domestically line up in a primitive militant enthusiasm system of basic animal psychology behind their leader, Obama. Then domestically, they will be able to strike out at their enemies and pass through their entire agenda to roll out the next phase of the attack, claiming that domestic groups using the nuke attack, angry about martial law, struck out at the government.
Okay. On Obamacare, it's a fraud still. I think everybody's finding that out. I know all the people that I worked with, about 2,200 people, their insurance premiums went up 230%, every one of them, and they lost the coverage of their spouses. So it's not designed to help anybody. It's designed to drain people of their money, period. Okay? The nuclear bomb thing is really important because it's it could be the way Obama avoids, one of the ways he will avoid being impeached. Because obviously if a nuke goes off in Manhattan, people are going to be busy taking care of a huge problem. Don't think it won't happen. You know, Stalin blew up what they call their White House. He burned it down to blame it on the Czechoslovakians. This country has done the same type of things. They're what they call flags, false flags. You're looking over here at something, and over here they're doing something else. That's what it's all about. And you have to understand that these people are not human in the way that you and I are human. They don't care. It doesn't matter if millions of people die. It's all about the agenda. Okay, I gotta go. Love you guys. Pray and get up and help us, please. Bye.